All right, everyone, we should be live. Let's make sure that's actually the case. Over on Rumble, of course, we will start it and then we will pause it. I see that everyone is piling into chat. Yes, indeed. We've got a lot to talk about today. We've got Biden undermining Kamala Harris for the third time, possibly the fourth. We're not exactly sure. I think that it's pretty clear at this point that Biden is trying directly to undermine the Kamala Harris campaign. I wouldn't be surprised if his wife has something to do with this. The FBI arrested an Afghan man who was plotting an election day attack, actually, down in Oklahoma City, of all places. The liberals are currently hammering Jill Stein. They have a problem with her. They think that she's going to throw the election. I both agree and disagree with this. Of course, I have no problem if Kamala Harris loses because I'm Team Trump. States sue TikTok over apps effects on kids' mental health. We'll be talking about that because that's a big one. We've got, of course, Elon succeeding where the government has failed. The Europa Clipper, where we're exploring Europa, and also Kamala Harris attempting to drink a beer. It didn't go over so well. We'll put it that way. We'll talk about that in more detail later on the stream. Tigers are my totem. Sent $5. No comment. Thank you very much. Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. My apologies. I would have streamed earlier before the quartering live stream, but I was a later tater. I slept in, and so I barely had time to actually do my own one-off videos. Then I had to go on with him, and now I'm live myself. It's just the way that it works. I've got an infinite supply of orange juice, by the way, in the refrigerator. I'm very, very glad for that. Orange juice, tea, I've got plenty of coffee. You need that. And some soup and some leftover pizza. Boop. Yo, it's Carlton from First Cov. Glad your shit's rockin'. Thank you. It's rockin', man. That's what I'm talking about. When I get back to Vermont, man, it's time to smoke some weed, man. Biden undermines Harris's claim that Ron DeSantis is politicizing the hurricane response. Doing a great job. Harris accused DeSantis of playing political games after she said he allegedly refused to take her call. This is a gray area at the moment. We are not entirely sure exactly what happened with regards to these calls. The allegation is that Kamala Harris tried to call Ron DeSantis and he basically just fucking hung up on her. That's the allegation. But then Joe Biden comes in and says, no, he's doing a fine job. He's really great. He's doing everything that he needs to do. Talk about a goddamn undermining of your underling, because that's what Kamala Harris is. She's the underling of the Biden administration. She's the vice president running for office currently. And her entire thing is, well, Ron DeSantis won't return my phone calls. He's a villain. He's refusing federal aid. Turns out that that's not exactly the case. Actually, Ron DeSantis is doing a fine job, and Joe Biden is praising him for that. How very lovely, by the way, for the Kamala Harris campaign. She is so getting screwed. She is totally being backstabbed by Joe Biden. If the Trump hat and the comments before were not enough, this seals the deal. He is totally screwing her, and he's doing it on purpose. Here's my theory. My theory is that Jill Biden, specifically, and Joe to a lesser extent, didn't really want Kamala Harris to be the running mate. They didn't want her on board the campaign. She's a psychopath. She laughs at inappropriate moments. She's dead weight. She's retarded, etc., etc. They didn't want her aboard. The reason why she was chosen was because she happens to be black and younger than Joe Biden. She was a DEI hire, vice president. Joe knows this. He's well aware of it. Jill Biden knows this. She's well aware of it too. And so they don't like the fact that she was jury-rigged onto the campaign. And so now they're lashing back out. They're saying, we're in a unique position here. She's running for office, right? Well, we can make life difficult for her now, can we? There's who's going to stop us? Who's going to prevent us from doing so? By the way, I've got a sticky nail here, and I'm not McLovin' it. Sorry about that. I fucking hate sticky nails. You know, when you have a nail that's like partially cut out, and then you have to like pull it off. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I don't even have any nail clippers at the moment. Yeah, well, whatever. I'll take care of it later. I'll have no choice. I have a feeling, though, that you have a Kamala Harris who's not really welcome in the White House, who's not really, she's not getting, you know, necessarily the just desserts of that particular office, because she was only chosen for that office to be a counterbalance to the old white dude. Jill Biden, especially, I think, thinks very badly of her. That's why they gave her the position of border czar. They were saddling her with dead weight, in my opinion. And so that has continued now for several years. God. Can somebody come with the nail clippers, please? Oh, God. I hate it. Jordan Cogburn, energy drink on me. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Franciscan, did you see Trump trying to hold a rally in MSG, New York? No, I didn't. Johnny Bravo, if you could be in Trump's administration, what would it be and why? I'd want to be the Secretary of Agriculture because I actually would know what I'm doing. Thought Criminal, husband made a Stolas song using Suno for Ya. It's on his second album, Burn in Hell. It's on YouTube. Band name is Subliminal Decay. Can I get a shout out? Yes, you can. Ta-da! You got a shout out. Alaska Pants. The establishment has thrown millions of dollars at Kamala, and the needle has not moved. The media blitz has failed, and the Democrats are scrambling. Yeah, she's got real big problems right now in the electoral sense. Bocephus. Jill will join the Trump admin, Department of Vengeance. Conrad sent $1.99. No comment. Thank you very much. Chuck I. You should do a white pill message for Team Harris to discourage them from breaking shit. I don't know exactly what that means, but yeah. I don't want to black pill even Kamala voters. I don't think that she's going to win, but at the same time, don't worry too much. The country will be in good hands. It'll be in Trump's hands. That's a good thing. You should be very happy about that. Despite what CNN and MSNBC have told you, so to speak. FBI arrests Afghan man officials say was plotting election day attack targeting large crowds in the U.S. Nasir Ahmad Tawhedi, 27, of Oklahoma City, told investigators after his arrest Monday that he had planned the attack to coincide with Election Day next month, that he and a co-conspirator expected to die as martyrs, according to charging documents. Tawhedi, who arrived in the U.S. in September 2021, had taken steps in recent weeks to advance his attack plan, including ordering AK-47 rifles, liquidating his family's assets, and buying one-way tickets for his wife and child to travel home to Afghanistan, officials said. The arrest comes as the FBI confronts heightened concerns over the possibility of extremist violence on U.S. soil, with Director Christopher Wray, he's real reliable, by the way, telling the Associated Press in August that he was hard-pressed to think of any time in my career where so many different kinds of threats are elevated at once. Terrorism is still the FBI's #1 priority. And we will use every resource to protect the American people, Wray said in a statement Tuesday. So, yeah, you had a person that was planning to shoot up a bunch of campaign locations, I guess. And just happened to be an Afghan national. Totally normal, by the way. There's nothing untoward going on here. The Dashing Rogue, speak to Brother John. He can help you with your birds. Joe, what's the difference between an Earth rock and a moon rock? One's a little meteor. Turd Ferguson, happy Rip Day, 1967 to Che. Oh, yeah, to Che Guevara. Yeah, I think that's the anniversary of his death. One day after the anniversary of what happened in Israel, by the way, actually. I was going to do like a video for that, actually. Coffee. But, yeah, I didn't get around to it. Caffeine. It's exactly what we need. J.U. Fem. Should we expect more unaliving acts on Mr. T? Possibly. Bailey Robb, Brat summer is over, Camel. Now it's Trump winter. Yeah, I can't wait to trudge through the Skyrim snow back in Vermont. Lol, not a cat. What do you think about the cultural zeitgeist pendulum finally swinging back to the right? Do you think it's going to overconnect like so many other times throughout history? Overcorrect, rather. Possibly. My worry is that the right wing is potentially more well organized. So imagine that you have a right wing that becomes authoritarian. That's much more frightening than a left wing authoritarian movement. The left wing is inept. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. The right wing does. I'm hoping that they stay on the libertarian side, the classically liberal side, rather. Why does it seem like just a second here. Did I close a tab? I guess not. We'll talk about Jill Stein. It's an opinion piece. Opinion on, what is this? USAtoday.com. Jill Stein hammers Harris on Israel, and Trump reaps the benefit. The vice president is in a statistical tie with the former president in the blue wall states of Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. But serious trouble is brewing for her in one of them, mainly Pennsylvania, by the way. Serious trouble is brewing for her in Michigan, home to one of the largest populations of Arab Americans, where angst about the scale of death and destruction in Gaza is growing to now include Lebanon during this week's observance of the first anniversary of the terrorist attacks Hamas launched on Israel. Arab Americans, who used to back Democrats over Republicans by a ratio of 2-1, are now closer to an even split between the parties. This is not growing enthusiasm for Trump. America's support of Israel as an ally, though shipments of weapons used to kill Hamas, but also tens of thousands of civilians in Gaza, is driving this disengagement. But within that division, there are more fractures. Abandon Harris, a new Muslim American organization seeking to defeat the vice president in swing states on Monday, endorsed Jill Stein of the Green Party for president. Stein has made criticism of President Joe Biden's administration about Israel and Gaza a key component of her campaign. They're trying to cast Jill Stein off as the reason why Kamala Harris is unpopular. The real reasons are pretty obvious. Hey, you want to raise my taxes, disarm me, prevent me from speaking, deprive me of the right to a fair trial, deprive states of their rights, etc., etc., etc. There's plenty to go on there. You do not need anything in foreign diplomacy in order to justify hating Kamala Harris. That's just the icing on the cake. The cake's already been baked. That's just the icing. The icing is Kamala Harris doesn't understand what the fuck she's doing with regards to diplomacy. That's the truth of it. She doesn't understand how to talk to foreign leaders. She said the other day she wouldn't even sit down with Putin unless Zelensky was there. Well, good luck. I guess we won't be conducting any diplomacy with Russia. That'll be really, really helpful, by the way. Yeah, as far as getting the war to end, it'll be really helpful. Yeah, wonderful. Tim Walz is exactly what I picture when I hear the term FUD. I know. BZ's Beats. The more Kamala shows who she is, the more I feel like she'll be like Reagan v. Mondale landslide for President Trump. Yeah, I know. Let's see. Dust Thou Art. Terrence McKenna said that eventually things were going to get so weird that we're all going to have to admit something is going on. Never imagined it would be the political world that would woke people up. Yeah, I think that a lot of people are waking up right now. It's kind of hard not to. It's sort of like you're trying to sleep, but somebody's like literally punching you in the head. State sues TikTok over app's effect on kids' mental health. Yes. The 13 states filing suit include New York and California, in addition to the District of Columbia. Our lawsuit is seeking to hold TikTok accountable for harming DC children, said Attorney General Brian Schwalb of the District of Columbia in an interview on CNBC. Schwalb's suit alleges that a slew of profound mental health risks are posed to teens and children by compulsive TikTok use, including depression, anxiety, sleep loss, and body dysmorphia. Schwalb called the app, which allows users to create, share, and view short-form videos, Digital Nicotine said that TikTok is intentionally trying to addict young people to its platform. He said the app inflicts immense damage on an entire generation of young people. Let me weigh in. I do not use TikTok. I will never use TikTok. I'm uninterested in TikTok. It's low info, short form bullshit, and I'm not interested in it. I'm also not interested in having an app on my phone that spies on me 24/7. If I wanted that, I would sign up for Facebook. That being said, TikTok is absolutely branded to try to keep people interested. It's absolutely branded to try to keep people watching the content there. That's the whole point. That's the whole business goal. I don't have a problem with them addicting young people to their content. I've noted that there are a bunch of people that are older that use TikTok as well. I know some of them. They're in my family. As far as TikTok goes, will I use it? No. But I made a choice not to use it. If somebody is 13 years old and they choose to use TikTok, how is that business goal any different from YouTube in its inception, Facebook in its inception, all of the old social media sites, vlogging sites, etc., of yesteryear from the 2000s, 2010s? How is it any different? Well, it's not. The only difference is that the parent company is owned by China. That's basically the only difference. But all of these other sites have been gathering data anyway and selling it to China. So, I mean, other than the paywall, there's literally no difference between the two. I personally oppose this lawsuit. I think that it's a shitty idea. I think that it's bullshit. It's like, yeah, you know, they're trying to get people to use the website. No, really? I mean, I never would have guessed that they would try to keep people on the website, actually using the content there. Dust thou art. Did you see the video of the government helicopter sabotaging the volunteer supplies and aid station after the hurricane hit? Yes, I did see that. It was very regrettable. And it seemed to be on purpose. Opinionated junkie. Infrastructure bill is causing traffic. Damn, Biden. Libs are for climate change, but they're more for townhouses being built that are closed together, causing more traffic. Ivan Guspidanow. Hey, Sticks, long time, first time. You should try President 47 game. I have a feeling you're going to enjoy it. Never seen it. You can message me on Twitter, actually DM, if you want to. I don't really do a lot of gaming at this point. I've got too much work to do. Between the literature, the videos, the live streams, and the legal stuff at this point, I don't really have a lot of time to game. Anton, those flapjacks, bacon, and eggs you made for your kids the other day looked delicious. That's what I'm talking about. Man, I could use some bacon and eggs right now. I don't really eat the flapjacks. You know, they're all right, I suppose, if they're nice and buttery. Bystander syndrome, a message. You should all refuse to believe Trump is ahead. Harvest 10 ballots or bring friends to vote. Also, use this to buy Preparation H for your wrecked cornhole. Yes, it is important. If you are, especially in a competitive swing state, bring somebody to vote with you. At least one other person. That's all I'm asking. That's all you need to do. Let's see. Yeah, we got all sorts of crazy news today. The cornhole is definitely important. Yeah, you gotta cut a log from Andy Six's log of shit, you know? Not just a string. Thought from earlier. I know it's a bit of a black pill, but people seem too conformist for left and right to not go authoritarian. I think tech will fight it, but what would you suggest? Archive everything. Speak your mind. And don't get black pilled. No black pill zone on this channel. Last beacon. I'm also still worried about the hurricane disrupting elections. I wouldn't be too worried about it. King of Bilton. I will ask him after his parole is approved. Ha 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 ha. I haven't actually been charged with any crime. Just to be completely clear. The legal system here in New Orleans is a little bit different. Just saying. It's it's odd. It's special, like short bus special, I suppose. Now we got to talk about Elon. Elon succeeded where FEMA failed. While the Starlink CEO is racing to help the victims of Hurricane Helene, where was the federal government? Yeah, this is something that I wanted to talk about, and it's very, very interesting. The federal government effectively let everyone fall through the cracks in the wake of the hurricane, and it'll probably do the same for Florida, by the way. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is like, this is a great branding opportunity. And he goes in and he brings a bunch of Starlink and a bunch of other aid and shit like that and gets everyone hooked up so that they can at least, communicate with their loved ones, etc. He has succeeded. He has shown us the way. And this is the way that things should be. The way of the free market. The free market is capable of compensating for the government's mismanagement. The government is not your friend. I'm from the government and I'm here to help. No, you're not here to help. You're here to hurt. You're here to bilk people and grab a bunch of money, basically. And that's the only purpose that the government has. The government is incapable of helping people, generally speaking. It's incapable of actually taking positive action and running with it and helping people to rebuild their lives. They've lost their home. They've lost their car. They've lost their dog. They've lost their cat. They've lost a loved one. They've lost everything. Some of these people have literally nothing left. The government's not there to help them. What is the government doing? Here's $750. By the way, you have to pay us back later. Ta-da! Elon Musk is like, hey, here's free Starlink. You can connect with, your loved ones, and hopefully you can get out of here, out of this mud slop, and you can go and live with your relatives or something. Elon Musk is doing, what needs to be done. The federal government's not. This is exactly why I'm a libertarian, small L. This is exactly why I'm a classical liberal and I fit in with the free market crowd, because the free market has literally fixed the problem. Communications were restored within 48 hours, but it wasn't the government that did that. The government just hands out, checks to people that they can't even cash because the bank has been destroyed. They can't do anything with it. Elon Musk is like, oh, okay, here's, you can make a call, basically. And I congratulate him for that. He deserves congratulation. I think sometimes people assume because he's rich that, he's out of touch or something like that, and they won't give him any credit. I think that he deserves credit. At this point, I think he deserves credit. He's basically, one man has compensated for the malfeasance of the entire U.S. government. I think that he deserves credit for having done so. And he actually engages with people on his own platform, including me at one point, although it was critical. Thrift shop investor, is weather manipulation the new chemtrail, and will they admit that they have the capability? Riding out Milton in Central Florida. Yeah, weather manipulation is possible. It's been documented since the 30s and 40s, actually. So it is, we see clouds and stuff like that. As far as the hurricanes go, I don't think that they're being geo-manipulated or anything like that. They're natural events. But what's really the bigger problem is that all of the liberals will say, well, it's the result of climate change. If only you didn't have gasoline-powered cars, we wouldn't have any hurricanes again. Yeah, no, that's not true, man. Opinionated junkie, where's George Soros on these hurricanes? Yeah, why isn't he freeing up his purse strings? He has all this money, but he's not helping anyone. I wonder why. I see a lot of pingus going on in there. You got to pay to say pingus, by the way, last weekend, et al. You've got to pay me for pingus. Don't make me ban you. God, I can't wait to get back to Vermont. Last weekend. Pingus, 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 pingus. I see your penis last weekend. Yeah, if you pay, Not just a string. Stix takes money for ping us? Yes, if you pay me, I'll read out anything that won't get me banned. Shoves ping us up his pee hole. Oh my god. This is why I love my job. I have the best audience of anyone in the world. I love you all. Seriously, like, literally love you all. This is great. I get to make money by reading out ping us all day. Easter Sunday. Alan Lichtman is a predictive he's sort of a political guru. And they give him credit for being right on like every election, even though he hasn't been. He's been wrong several times. And he keeps revising his keys to the White House, by the way. Last weekend, yeah, this is me counter spamming, COVID lockdowner. Aquafan, currently watching from DeLand, Florida, west of Daytona Beach. Stay safe, y'all, fellow Floridians. I think Wallace was only chosen to avoid Trump, first Republican to win Minnesota since Nixon headlines. Possible. Yeah, Alan Lichtman has been wrong several times, but he just keeps revising his keys and saying, well, I wasn't really wrong. You know, yeah, I just got it wrong on how I analyzed it. And it's like bullshit. He got it wrong several times. Mm, 69 a drummer. Thoughts on going back to college at 40 plus? Been wanting to finish my degree. Kind of nervous. Have a beer on me. I don't drink beer anymore. I've given up alcohol. Yeah, do it. Absolutely. It's never too late. Let's go to our sponsors before we go to the rest of the news. We have cultivated-mind.com, where you can get mushroom pills, brain squared, and also radiant energy. They've got an immuno pill as well there. I haven't taken that one yet. My immune system seems to resist pretty much everything, probably because I'm fucking poisonous. But the mushroom pills, they do give me, at least anecdotally, a boost of energy. They help. They've got other side effects that were very, very helpful. Thank you very much to Cultivated Mind. Pumpkinfirecrafts.us, where you can get keychains, belt chains. You can get engraved spoons. You can get glassware. You can get all sorts of stuff. Bookmarks. It's all there. BiltongUSA.com or AntonsUSA.com, where you can get delicious meat from Anton. He will feed you his sweet meat. Yes, indeed. Kangaroo and everything else under the sun. Elk. I recommend the bison and the Wagyu, of course. You can put that in ramen, by the way, and it's fucking delicious. And use code STIX10 also on your order for 10% off. wickedneedleembroidery.bigcartel.com, where you can get Stick, Sex, and Hammer hats. Now, you should definitely have one. That's good, you know. The year may be waning, but maybe you're in the southern hemisphere. Down there, you're approaching summer. Maybe you need a baseball cap. Several varieties and colors available. HeritageHeirloomSeedCompany.com, where you can get a seed survival bucket. Also, Stick, Sex, and Hammer soap. There are two kinds now available. The first one, it's kind of a blue color, and it's cedar, clove, and blueberry, and I really like it. The second one is lavender and marjoram, and that's sort of like an evening soap or something like that. It's more of a pink color, and that's available now as well. It's really, really great. It smells nice. It feels nice. Gives a good lather. Give it a try. Websterswares.com/sticks-wares, where you can get Stick, Sex, and Hammer blades, Stick, Sex, and Hammer coats. You can also get metal straws, so that you get one straw. You never need the disposable ones again. You can save a sea turtle, and then you can eat turtle soup here in New Orleans and call it a day. Eat some fucking turtle, man. Jamandbean.com. That is JAMNbean.com, where you can get Stick, Sex, and Hammer coffee. The Clank blend is available. You should definitely try it. It's nice and smooth, very low acidity. You're not even going to need like milk and sugar in it or anything like that. It's you can take it black, and it's just a wonderful thing. So those are our sponsors. Ghosted Speedy, would you consider joining the Arcada Polycool? I don't know, maybe. Hustle Muscle Gaius. Is that you, John Wayne? Is this me? Shlomo Goldenstein. Birthday is tomorrow. Going to wish for a 2016 style Trump red wave. Me too, trust me. F YouTube 10.2. Will we know the winner on election night? Ping us. Possibly. No, we're not 100% sure, unfortunately. Musically Assured Destruction. Remember the beer summit Obama had with that comp? No, I actually don't. Last Beacon is saying, I'm somewhat a JoJo fanboy. I don't know what that refers to. Oh yeah, we've got the Europa Clipper. Europa Clipper is launching to solve an alien mystery. The spacecraft is about to embark on a trek to see just how habitable Europa might be. Yeah, Europa, one of the moons of Jupiter, actually apparently has a lot of water underneath its ice. And it might actually be habitable. We're not 100% sure. And so we're sending out a probe to figure out whether it's actually habitable or not. My feel is that it's probably like 100 degrees below zero, and probably you wouldn't want to try to create a habitation on it. But at least there's water there. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, there could be all sorts of weird squiggly things living in the oceans underneath the ice. We have those in caves here on Earth. Why not on Europa? Some people are like, explore as you want, but leave Europa alone. Personally, I don't see the problem. We think that ocean worlds might actually be a common type of world outside our solar system, said NASA's head of planetary science, Gina DiBrasio, in a September 17th news conference. Clipper will be the first in-depth mission that will allow us to characterize habitability on what would be the most common type of inhabited world in our universe. Planetary scientists have grown increasingly certain that Europa hosts a subsurface ocean ever since NASA's Galileo spacecraft visited Jupiter in the 1990s. During the Galileo mission, it was like a detective story, Philip says. The clues built up: a lack of craters, suggesting the surface is always moving and changing; stripes, cracks, and pits, suggesting upswelling from below; regions known as chaos terrain that look like icebergs tilted in a sloshy sea. And finally, the measurement of an internal magnetic field induced by Jupiter's external one. That was the coup de grace, Philip says. The only geologically plausible material capable of carrying that magnetic field is salt water. So NASA is attempting to land a rover, I guess, on Europa, or at least orbit the planet, the moon, rather. Ghost of Speedy, Rakeda needs you to pleasure Kayla and feed the kids. Goodness. Musically Assured Destruction. The story with the beer summit as a black guy was arrested for breaking into his own home caused a racial stir. Obama invited him and the cop for beer. Goodness. Wouldn't surprise me. Obama's a Colt 45 sort of dude. J.L. Lockwood, what do you think of Cletus? I don't have any thoughts about it. Let's talk about the kind of liquor that different politicians would drink. We know that Trump is a teetotaler, as I am now as well. J.D. Vance, what would he drink? I think he'd be a Budweiser dude, actually. We know that Elizabeth Warren, she drinks cheap wine. She pretends to drink Rolling Rock. Kamala Harris, she pretty much drinks anything that's put in front of her. As long as it's alcoholic, she has no problem. What about Tim Walz? What would Tim Walz drink? Yeah, Vance is a whiskey drinker. Yeah, probably. I wonder what Tim Walz would drink. Yeah, Kamala's definitely a wino. She's definitely on the high-end champagne from Elizabeth Warren's Private Reserve. Tim Walz, huh? He'd probably drink like any light beer. I don't think he could take a regular beer. He'd get hammered. Gownfall. Why is Kamala Harris under your couch? Jesus. Yeah, scare the shit out of me, dude. F. Winters loading. Sticks, can you make a video where you assign Alan Lichtman individual keys to Trump or Kamala? I think the key system is good, but he's very biased to who he gives them to. Yeah, that's the problem. Last Beacon says ping us over and over again. Lord of the Ree. I'll suck your mom's dick, you faggot. All right. And then I see a lot of horse cum references here. Last Beacon. That's a lot of horse cum. Just saying. And Dave will suck Alan Lichtman's cock. Chat has devolved into insanity. Oh, yeah. Then we've got one last news story before we go on our 20-minute ramble. Kamala Harris the other day was on Colbert, along with Stern and others. She attempted to drink a beer, a Miller's specifically. She failed at this endeavor. she can't even drink a beer. It doesn't surprise me, but yeah, she failed to drink a beer. She was handed a beer by Colbert, and he's chugging it down because, he's like, fuck, I have to deal with this bitch, for the next hour. I'm going to need, a hard one. Kamala Harris appears to not understand exactly how to ingest alcohol. Speaking as somebody who has been an alcoholic for a long term, who is now clean, I'm not on alcohol now. I'm not interested in it. Actually, it disgusts me. Smelling it or looking at it, it disgusts me at this point. But as somebody who has, drunk beer and wine and things like that, liquor before, that's not how you drink beer. You can look at the link in the description. My God. She's like, that's lovely. She takes one sip and she puts it back on the table. And you're supposed to chug it, dude. That's what you're supposed to do. Zinc Orbi, is anyone else getting eaten by Aedes aegypti mosquitoes? No, although I think they do exist here. Boop, as a fellow libertarian, how do you keep yourself out of an echo chamber? What left views do you find digestible? I agree with the left tacitly on certain issues. For example, I do not care whether a person is gay. I do not care if they cross-dress. I do not care if they get an abortion. Before the period of viability, of course. I agree with the left on certain issues. That being said, I agree with the right on more issues. They are more sensible, more sane, and quite clearly deserve more to be elected at this time. Yeah, Kamala Harris attempted to drink a beer. It didn't go over so well. And think about this. There are millions of people in the United States who are prepared to vote for somebody who can't even drink a fucking Miller. Let that sink in for a moment. Lol, not a cat. Kamala was disgusted by the beer because that's what the plebeians enjoy. Yeah, I know. I don't even know what the fuck is going on with her half the time. Okay. That was from Tim Pool. Tim's a cool dude, by the way. Tim and the Quartering, both cool dudes. Have my back through thick and thin. That's what I'm talking about. That's when who your real friends are when you're in jail. As I was. I'll take a porter or a stout over an IPA, says Easter Sunday. I'll take water at this point. Trust me, I've learned my lesson with regards to alcohol. No, thank you. I drank enough alcohol over the last few years anyway to fill up an entire lifetime, so, it's all good. Last Beacon, Ailmel. Aliens. It's time for your anal probe. Yeah, the Kamala beer thing was like, why even bother? It doesn't make any sense. It's sort of like when David Hogg came out and he was like, well, yeah, I know about guns. Here's my FUD 12 gauge and I'm doing skeet shooting. Okay, that's very, very impressive. Wonderful. You know how to fire a weapon that was made 100 years ago. What's the point? You're alienating half of your own audience in the process of even doing this. What the fuck is the point? It didn't even make sense. Yeah, let Kamala Harris come out and smoke heroin on a live stage or something. Then I'll be impressed. Musically assured destruction. Let it be known IPAs are disgusting. I don't even know what an IPA is, honestly. I basically drank indiscriminately for years. Now I'm completely sober. I'm not interested in drinking. F. Winters loading. How is this even a close election? I feel that a lot of people don't even know who Kamala is. Where the hell is Biden? Dude I voted for in the primaries. I know. A lot of people sprinkling praise on Alan Lichtman. BW, didn't know you were coming on. Still think Florida vote? Florida will vote for Trump. He was 14 points ahead, dude, so he's got no problems in Florida. Lord of the Ree is spamming things that I may not mention on a live stream when it's on YouTube. Bam. If Democrats are smart, they're brewing a giant ad campaign of Trump's more beachfront property comments with hurricane footage in the background. I hope he's ready. Yeah, they'll try to bamboozle him. Bamboozled again. You thought it was B, but was actually Doggo. Aquafan, I'd like to send you my autumn sweet potato chili recipe, but I don't have X. It won Best Award, Best Sweet Chili, and third place overall in a chili cook-off. How can I send it to you without X? You can't. That's the problem. Sounds good, though. COVIDian Lockdowner says Styx Hexenhammer will eat crow and suck Lichtman's cock. Yeah. I'm not into that sort of thing, my dude. I think I've got a message. Let me check. Let's see. Oh, it's my sister. She doesn't really like political topics as much. She's asking for my advice on platforms to not see as much political stuff. Yeah, I'm the one to ask about that, my dude. Last weekend, I'm more scared it might disrupt the hurricane voting patterns. No, I don't think it'll be a problem. I think it'll be fine. Hey, Styx, will you ever escape from NOLA? Yes, actually. I've extended my stay out of necessity, but it should be, squared away fairly easily. Alamau. Last speaking, my dude, you're going to have to pay to say Alamau. This is why I love my job. I fucking love you all. Ack, says Lord of the Ree. Yeah, we've run out of news topics. Let's see what we've got here. Harris unable to answer basic questions on 60 Minutes. Yeah, we've all seen that. Republicans' closing message. We lie to you. You just described both political parties, but yeah, okay. Unlike Biden 2020, Harris can't hide her radicalism. Kind of agreed. She tries to, though, by drinking a beer or, trying to be personable. She's at least making an attempt. She's better at it than Joe Biden. Let's give her credit where credit is due. Kamala Harris is better than Joe Biden at hiding the fact that she's fucking batshit. That's basically the only credit that we can give her. It's not saying much. Republican endorsements won't help Harris win. Yeah, with Liz Cheney and some of the others, the out crowd within the GOP. Are we witnessing President Biden's revenge tour? I have a feeling that we are. I think that Joe Biden is literally gunning for Kamala Harris. I don't think that this is on accident. This is the third time that it's happened. You get the Trump hat, you got other statements by him, and now you've got the statement, oh yeah, DeSantis is doing a great job. I don't know anything about this bullshit about him not taking her calls. You know, I'm the president of the United States. He talks to me. He's not talking to Kamala because she's just running for office. Oh boy, he's pulling rank over her. Oh, and it's hilarious. If Joe Biden only accomplishes one thing, which is to shaft Kamala Harris, begrudgingly, admittedly, I will have to give him my tacit support for having done that. And it'll be funny as fuck. Oh my God. Let's see. Sane Millennial, are you going to do a detailed prediction stream on all the major races across the U.S. soon for the election? Yes, absolutely. Josh Palillo, clanker from the Temple Terrace in Tampa area. Nothing but some rain as of right now. Couldn't evac, so I had to tighten the hatches and hold on. Here's some dosh for the legal fees. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Trust me. Darth Cumpop, why not get Mr. Kim to build our southern border wall? Then again, it might attract those goddamn Mongolians trying to knock down my shitty wall. Bam. Any platform can be turned non-political if you teach the algorithm. Don't interact with it. Hide, mute, unfollow any transgressor. It works. True. King of Biltong. Biltong's one of the most protein-dense foods in the world, packed with B12, zinc, iron, creatine, and more. Need a healthy snack? Get yours at www.biltongusa.com. Sticks 10 for 10% off. Official Clank meat. Yeah, baby. Last weekend, especially when XCOM for the PS3 came out. And I'm coming out with old-ass memes. F. Winter's loading. Trump says he's never had a drink. How about those state dinners where he toasted wine with Macron and the Queen? Was it just grape juice or a Diet Coke? I'm sure that he's had a few glasses of champagne in his life. It appears that his claim is mainly he just doesn't drink in general. So he'll have a drink socially. It's sort of like people that do social smoking. They're not smokers, but they'll smoke in the company of others. They'll have like a cigarette or something like that. It's not a good idea, but you know, there are people that do that. I'm sure that Trump has had alcohol, but I'm sure that he's not a regular drinker. He seems uninterested in that, which is much to his credit, by the way. Trust me, if you become an alcoholic, you're going to spend a shit ton of money on alcohol. It would be better to use it for something else, like a down payment on a house, or buying a car, or buying a shit ton of peanuts and you can eat them. Peanuts are good. It's the only nut that I can have. I can't have tree nuts anymore. I'm allergic, apparently. Last time that I had walnuts, actually, my tongue started to swell up. I can't drink them. I can't eat them. I can't have a walnut vinaigrette anymore. Doc Holliday, Styx beat up a street preacher on Bourbon Street. I was on Bourbon Street, actually. I thought it was pretty cool. Lots of cool art, actually, out there. Yeah, the artists are pretty talented. Imagine 5 blocks of nonstop party. That's basically Bourbon Street on an off day. And apparently it was literally an off day. Like it was, by local standards, was empty, so to speak. I thought it was crowded as fuck. I had fun. Yeah, no, I've given up alcohol. Fuck it. You know, it causes more problems than it solves. It costs a lot of money. Fuck it. I'll stick with caffeine, thank you. I'll stick with coffee. I'll probably have another cup later. And oh, Dave will suck Alan Lichtman's cack, says Covidian Lockdowner. I don't know, dude. I think that Alan Lichtman is in over his head, actually, at the moment. Daddy, D's nuts, says Last Beacon. Hey, Last Beacon, again, you got to pay me if you want to do D's nuts and stuff like that. Yeah, I've had 3 cups of coffee today. I'll probably have a 4th, maybe. I did get a refill earlier. I've got a shit ton of coffee and creamer. I put 2 creamers in with 1 coffee. I don't need sugar. Yeah, you can add it. You know, it's all right, but it's all good. Styx has the beacon guy figured out. At this point, I'm just rambling. Also got to clear it out for tomorrow's news topics. How YouTube Enriches My Alien Fandom by Kirk Miller. Right, dude? Stick shits. Yes, believe it or not, I go to the bathroom. King of Biltong, if you want to stop drinking alcohol, work long hours doing physical labor. No time to get wasted. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I know. That is true. When you're weaning off an addiction, the best thing that you can do is keep busy as much as possible. Styx isn't Kim Jong-un. Believe it or not, no, I'm not Asian. Yeah, I decided to give up alcohol. It causes too many problems, number 1. It costs a lot, number 2. And, you know, once you wean off of it, you notice that the taste of food is 10 times better, actually. Fuck alcohol. I don't give a fuck about it. I've got other things to do. I've got books to edit. I've got videos to make. I've got a garden to tend to. Hell, I might be getting my grower's permit and grow 100 weed plants or something like that. That's what I'm talking about. Weed isn't poison. I mean, it'll intoxicate you, but definitely doesn't cause the problems that alcohol does. That's for sure. Moot the Cat, wishing you well in a time of tribulation and praying that your child thrives and you rise from the darkness. And Nola, her joyful champion. Maytag Blue Cheese stands with you. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm having fun in New Orleans, I guess. I might go out again, you know, before I leave. I don't know. I guess if I had a clanker with me, it would be more fun. You know, go on the Natchez or go to the Insectarium or something like that. Go to Marie Laveau's grave. But the thing is, I can't really navigate things on my own. I'm fairly poor at doing so. Carter777 says, ping us. Of course, it's always ping us. It's never anything else. It's always ping us. Yeah, to Tenerife, I have not visited any voodoo shops, no. They're all going to be tourist traps anyway. You'd have to go into the middle of the ghetto and go to like the actual Haitian neighborhood in order to find one that was authentic. Last Beacon, I'm still a just say no kind of guy. Yeah. Admittedly, I smoke, but no, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I've learned my lesson. Not interested. And if any of you out there are boozers, just fucking stop. You can, believe me. Trust me, if I can suddenly stop cold turkey and not drop dead, I think you probably can as well. It would be for the best. For you and for the people around you. Think about the people around you that you're harming by that. That's more important than you and yourself. I knew a guy who died from smoking weed. A hay bale of it fell on him. Well, he died happy, probably. Yeah, I'm not interested in alcohol anymore. It's caused enough problems in my life and costed me enough money in my life. So fuck alcohol. Yeah, just say no. Dude, I don't want to be cliche. I'm one of the cool ones. I understand what it's like to get inebriated in many, many ways. I've used many psychedelics as well. Alcohol is the worst of them. Just just say no. Smoke weed, something like that. A disclaimer, of course. I'm totally not telling you that you should substitute a different addiction. Me, myself, and penis, says Cam. Jesus. Yeah, if you're growing your own weed, like, that it's not laced and there's no fentanyl in it or anything like that, well, there you go. You've got your own supply. Dude, one weed plant will give you a couple pounds of fucking weed. That's a lot of marijuana. That's what I wanted to talk about with regards to cultivated minds mushroom pills. For many, many years, I couldn't use marijuana at all. It would put me back into dissociation. And so I couldn't use it. I would just get anxious and, time would slip away and I'd be just laying there being, oh God, Jesus Christ, fucking, I tried it a couple of times after, my OD. Once I took the cultivated mind mushroom pills, I don't know by what methodology it works, but it seems, this is, by the way, anecdotal disclaimer, it seems to have healed my mental capabilities. I can now smoke marijuana again, and I can actually enjoy it. And I don't need much of it. A couple of hits, that's literally all it takes, and then, I'm on cloud nine for a couple of hours. Thank you very much to Cultivated Mind for developing your mushroom pills, because they really do work. So I don't need alcohol. Fuck alcohol. Weed, you can grow it yourself. It's cheap. F. Winter's loading. Alcohol with Red Bull is the only worthwhile drink. The buzz hits different. You're talking about Jaeger bombs and stuff like that. I used to do Jaeger bombs occasionally. I'll stick with marijuana, actually. Again, I only need a couple of hits in order to get hooting. That's what I'm talking about, man. Not just a string. I do hope RFK goes bananas in his health department and produces legit studies for everything. Yeah, I know. I'm going to smoke marijuana, man. Very soon, man. Did you hear, Tommy Chong, actually, years ago, he was running bongs across the state border or something, and he got arrested for it? And it was really funny because it's literally like part of his character. Cheech and Chong, they're definitely true to their character. Yeah, I can grow my own weed, dude. Durban poison, 100% sativa. Yagi is like drinking a wool shirt, great in the throes of winter. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave alcohol alone. It's not good for me. The problem is when I drink one drink, that's perfectly fine, right? But then I want another drink, and so on and so on forth. So yeah, fuck that shit. You Irish are all the same, stupid as fuck and broke, says Sam. Did you know that Tommy's parents were both first-generation immigrants, says Tenerife. No, I didn't. You mean Tommy Robinson? Is that who you're talking about? Yeah, fuck alcohol. I'm going to use, you know, less harmful drugs. Cam, do you want to master something? Master self-control. Yeah, no, I know. I have. After being in jail and sleeping on a bare floor without a blanket for several nights, and all the other shit that I've gone through, I've been scared straight, so to speak, with alcohol. I'm not interested in drinking anymore. Actually, when I look at it, I actually feel repulsed, both at the alcohol and at myself. Not interested. Fuck that shit. Not gonna do it. God, I still got a sticky nail. Jesus Christ. Carter says, ping us. Adonis Adams, you may not remember this, but I asked you some time ago about your thoughts on New Orleans. Now that you're in NOLA, what are your thoughts now? By the way, please send no more super chats. We're over an hour already. I think that New Orleans is pretty fun, but it's the sort of place that you want to have somebody who's native to the region, like familiar with it, around you. It's probably not the sort of place that you want to go to when you're alone and you're not familiar with it. If Winter's loaded, when did you give it up? Alcohol, at what age? I gave it up more recently because it's no good for me. So fuck it. Fuck alcohol. Not interested. Basically, it's like, hey, do I want to spend $30, $40 a day getting wasted and wasting my time and, end up with other problems adjacent to that? Or I could save that money, $10,000 a fucking year and do something else. Like I can grow weed myself. I can grow a couple of plants and then I can fucking smoke them. For a couple $100. Yeah, I can stay, plastered, on weed or something like that. And it's legal in the state of Vermont. I want to get a grow permit, actually, and grow a bunch more and sell them to dispensaries. Sticks Hexenhammer weed. I have a feeling that would sell fairly well. Mog of War, you're not my dad? Carlos, I'm sorry that weed destroyed your life, but in my particular case, a couple of hits is basically all I need. I like marijuana. Just saying. I'm not surprised that anyone would be surprised about that. And smoke that toke, man. It'll be like a Cheech and Chong episode, dude. COVIDian lockdowner seems awfully fixated on the concept of Trump being a loser. No, don't use ecstasy, please. Killer 3 winner. When are you starting your streams? Because I was at the gym. Hate missing the streams. Also, 800 rounds of 308 coming in. Gonna have fun with the M1A this weekend. Go guns and God bless America. I should be back in Rutland in a week or thereabouts. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. Again, please send no more super chats. Donis Adams, where can I buy good quality grow lamps? Spearmint doesn't like Canadian winters. Also, ping us. You can get them online. Get them off eBay. I've got 5 of them, actually. Yeah, I like marijuana. It's less addicting and less harmful than alcohol by far. Alcohol will really fuck you up, dude. Not pretty. Anyways, I'm going to go offline. I'm going to collate the news topics for tomorrow, and then I'm basically going to conk out because, I'm fucking tired. It's not even quite 4 p.m. I already got all the food that I need and everything. So we'll figure it out. That's about all. Peace out.